The tragic deaths of two tribal women in West Bengal. A harrowing reminder of the witchcraft accusation crisis. In a deeply disturbing incident that underscores the ongoing issue of witchcraft accusations in India, two tribal women from West Bengal have been brutally beaten to death. The victims, who belonged to marginalized tribal communities, were targeted based on unfounded suspicions of witchcraft. A grave reminder of how entrenched superstitions and societal prejudices continue to perpetuate violence. The incident, the horrifying episode, occurred in a remote village in West Bengal, where two women from the tribal community were subjected to a horrific fate after being accused of witchcraft. The accused women were brutally beaten by villagers, resulting in their deaths. This tragic event has not only sent shockwaves through the local community, but has also drawn national attention to the dire need for reform and education to combat such archaic practices. Context and background. Witchcraft accusations are a pervasive problem in several regions of India, particularly in tribal and rural areas. These accusations often stem from superstitions, traditional beliefs, and social tensions. In many cases, women, especially those who are elderly or marginalized, become targets of these brutal practices. The lack of education, coupled with entrenched patriarchal norms and the absence of effective legal enforcement, often exacerbates the problem. In West Bengal, as in other parts of India, witchcraft accusations are often linked to personal vendettas, social conflicts, or even economic disputes. Women accused of witchcraft are typically those who defy societal norms or are perceived as outsiders within their communities. The recent deaths in West Bengal are a grim illustration of how these accusations can escalate into violence, leading to tragic outcomes. Societal and legal implications. The deaths of these two tribal women highlight several critical issues. 1. Lack of legal protection. Despite laws in place to prevent such atrocities, enforcement remains weak. The Protection of Human Rights Act and various state-specific regulations are often inadequately implemented in rural and tribal areas. There is an urgent need for stricter enforcement and greater accountability to protect vulnerable individuals from such violence. 2. Need for awareness and education. Superstitions and ignorance play a significant role in perpetuating witchcraft accusations. Education campaigns are essential to debunk myths and promote scientific thinking. Engaging local leaders and using community-based approaches can help in altering perceptions and reducing violence. 3. Role of social structures. In many cases, social and family structures are complicit in violence. Addressing these issues requires a comprehensive approach that includes community dialogue, support for victims' families, and fostering an environment where traditional practices that harm individuals are openly challenged. Response and reactions. The incident has sparked outrage and calls for justice from various quarters, including human rights organizations, activists, and concerned citizens. Many are demanding immediate action from the authorities to ensure that those responsible for the violence are held accountable. Additionally, there is a call for increased support and protection for tribal communities, who are often at the forefront of such crises. Moving forward, the tragic deaths of these two women serve as a stark reminder of the urgent need for systemic change. While the fight against witchcraft accusations is complex, it is essential to address both the symptoms and the root causes of this issue. This includes strengthening legal frameworks, promoting education, and fostering a culture of empathy and respect for human rights. In memory of the victims, it is imperative that society and the government work together to ensure that such tragedies are not repeated. By confronting superstitions, supporting marginalized communities, and upholding the rule of law, we can take significant strides toward a more just and equitable society. Conclusion. The brutal killing of two tribal women in West Bengal is a sobering reminder of the deep-seated prejudices that persist in our society. As we mourn their loss, let us also commit to addressing the underlying issues that fuel such violence. Through collective action and sustained efforts, we can hope to build a future where every individual is safe from the horrors of superstition and injustice.